जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद
जय जय श्री चैतन्य
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय एवं विश्वनाथ परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ISKCON founder Acharya, BBD founder Acharya, savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada ki Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotara Shatasri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरापुरी धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, गंगा मैया की, यमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी की, श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री श्री निताय की, ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की, श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamine Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Jnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। सबको देते क्या दो कैसे मुझे where full return is there only, है ना? We invest in the bank, maximum returns are there, not otherwise. So welcome to our continuation on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Adi-lila fourth chapter, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. All tubes are on that side. Okay, fine. We have to keep it like this. So last time we discussed 177th, which says Lord Krishna has a promise from before to reciprocate with his devotees according to the way they worship him. 178. Yatha mam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanuvartante Manushyaha Partha Sarvashaha. In whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pruta. So, 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 11th verse. Krishna says that the way devotees surrender, accordingly he reciprocates. So, like you are offering 2 garlands because you will get 2 garlands back. But Krishna is not able to keep his promise with respect to gopis, because their service was such high class, he is not able to return them the way they offer to Krishna, because he says that you be happy with your devotional service only, because I cannot repay you. All others Krishna can reciprocate with, but not with gopis. Gopis' love is unlimited, more than Krishna could think of. So that's the point. They are the topmost devotees of the Lord. 179. Se pratigya bhanga haila gopira bhajane tahate pramana Krishna Shri Mukha Vachane. That promise has been broken by the worship of the gopis, as Lord Krishna himself admits in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 32nd chapter, the last chapter of Ras-lila, Rasa Panchadhyay, 5 chapters, 29, 30, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So this was spoken by Sri Krishna himself when he returned to the gopis upon hearing their songs of separation, when he had disappeared from Ras-lila. न पारमेऽहं निरवद्य संयुजाम् स्वसाधुकृत्यं विबुधायुषापि वः या मा भजन् दुर्जय गेह शृङ्खलः संमृश्य तद्वः प्रतियातु साधुना. O gopis, I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties, which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glorious deeds be your compensation. He's saying your connection with me is beyond reproach. So without any blame. They are very pure. So as we discussed, he is not able to repay them. So he's saying be happy with your glorious deeds only. That is only reward. So their own deeds are their own reward. Krishna is not able to reciprocate. 181. Tabe ye dekhiye gopir निज देहे प्रीता से होता कृष्णेर लागी जानी ह निश्चित. Now whatever affection we see the gopis show for their own bodies, know it for certain to be only for the sake of Lord Krishna. Just like a pregnant woman, her thinking is that for the good, better health of my child in the womb, I need to eat properly. Yes or not? If she is careless in her eating, then the child inside the body also suffers. That's why she has to eat properly. Also, while moving, while sitting, she has to be a little careful. So the child is delicate and is inside the womb. She suddenly sits and all that. It will be troublesome for the child. So all the care she appears to be taking in her own body, in her life, is not mainly for herself. It is for the child's sake. Yes or not? So likewise, gopis, they take care of their bodies for Krishna's sake. You understand? All of us are not women, nor do we know anything about pregnancy. But at least you have seen your sisters, mothers, or others. So they say all that. The discussion goes on when the lady is pregnant, that how she should be careful. The mother-in-law will tell daughter-in-law, or mother will tell the daughter, whatever. That take care, this, that, like that. So she also takes care. She knows I have responsibility towards the child. So likewise, gopis are also like that. Their all thoughts are centered around Krishna. Krishna's pleasure, Krishna's pleasure, Krishna's service, Krishna's service. This is highest. Somebody else who is not aware, he may think, oh, they are selfish. That is their foolishness. They are most selfless. And we also have to reach to that level, that stage. Generally, a person is quite egocentric or quite self-centered. Anything we do, we are always thinking about our good, isn't it? Like even to the extent, if you have some favorite bathroom or that bathroom has some specialty like geyser or whatever, some kind of sense gratification you get through that bathroom. Tap may be flowing nicely, may not be leaking, something like that, or that shower is coming there, the it is not going in all direction, it is coming very nicely smoothly, so you get attached to that bathroom and you want to make sure anytime I go the bathroom should be empty, nobody, and if in case somebody is there, as soon as he sees me he should get out. How many of you see that that happens? Not only with bathroom, any other aspect, you know. Yesterday I went on the PDC floor. One devotee has his chair, so it is message is written there. This chair is for personal use only. Other devotees are requested not to take this chair anywhere else for their own purposes, and also don't move it from here. That means from there it should not be going 1 feet, 2 feet, 5 feet here and there. Also, it has to be there only next to the table. So see how much he is not there, but most of the time he is not there. Morning program will be morning program, daytime services somewhere else in temple, but sometime in a day 1 to 3 hours he might be using it, but that label is there on that. Anybody tries to take it, he will see that nicely stuck written there. So we want to, where is we take, how many of you feel that more than 50% of my attention goes to taking care of myself only? 50% is very less. 90, 95%, 100% is, you know, how like, I should be getting all facility. Like water should be there for me, seat is there, confirmed seat. That is the highest display of that. If the seat doesn't get confirmed, then you will not travel only, isn't it? There are few people who are poor fellows, they know we can never get confirmed seat, so they anyway travel. General bogie or a sleeper class, they will enter, the TT will push them out, they don't mind. After the TT goes, they will again come inside. Like that kind of people are there. But most of us, and they also in their own other areas, there also they will make sure that they get, they don't have confirmed seat, but below they want to sit, which they want to confirm, like that. Or in general bogie, there is nothing like confirmed seat, isn't it? Anybody who comes first he catches and all that. So there is so much fight, you can say. Everybody, अरे क्या थोड़ा उधर हजाओ ना, अरे लेकिन देख नहीं रहे कि 3 नंबर लिखा है 29, 30, 31. अरे that is written, but this is not confirmed bogie. So 5 people can sit here easily, and 6 also with our small child. Now push, they will push, and the last person will be sitting half, and half he'll be out only, and he'll be little bit pushing them inside if possible. Yes or not? So you can see how we are self-centered only. But gopis are not at all like that. Every thought is for Krishna. Every word is glorification of Krishna. And every action is seva to Krishna. So that's what we want. That you sing after backup. Smriti Chinta, Stutir Vachaha, Gatish Yatra. I forgot the beginning. I forgot the whole thing only, but you all might. How many of you know that? Nobody knows. You did not do backup at the end of that service. Pujari is also saying that Smriti Chinta. Yes. Gatir Yatra. Every walk, let it be like Yatra. You have here. Bring it. Or it is stuck. Okay, take it. Don't. So that sort. That's what gopis are. Every thought is meditation on Krishna, every speech is glorification of the Lord, and every action is service to the Lord. So we pray at the lotus feet of gopis that at the earliest in our life we also reach that platform by which everything is for Krishna only. ये देहा कैलु आमी कृष्ण समर्पण तार धन तार इहा संभोग sadhan. The gopis think, I have offered this body to Lord Krishna. He is its owner and it brings him enjoyment. ये देह दर्शन स्पर्शे कृष्ण संभोष कृष्ण संतोषण यही लागी करे देहर मार्जन भूषण Krishna finds joy in seeing and touching this body. It is for this reason that they cleanse and decorate their bodies. Some like crude example, if you are going for some very important interview, how you dress, isn't it? Everything like tie, you'll put this and tie also properly. Why? Because you know that fellow who is going to take interview, he will see the dress. First dress, then address. You certainly prepare also. What question? Otherwise, everything dressed and when he asks question, oh, no, sir. No, no, no. I don't know, sir. Not that. You have prepared well before only, many days before, many months before. But that day, this also matters. Other day, while preparing, you are not worried about the dress and all. But the last day when interview is there, then now externals also matter. So all that, isn't it? You follow exact etiquettes. May I come in, sir? And then you stand there and say, sit down. Thank you, sir. You sit down. Isn't it? Everything is like a perfect. All the thoughts are, he should not be disturbed. He should be pleased. Yes or not? So like that. In the general bogie, when you enter, you are not worried about others' pleasure. My pleasure, I should get sit like that. And there, that only works in a sense. If you think, oh, you please sit, sir, you please sit, and then you will be out of the bogie only. They will throw you out. You get lost. Thank you. You gave sit to all of us. You be out like that. But in interview kind of thing. So like that, the gopis are. It's not like that, far better. There in the interview, ultimately your selfishness is only there. I want a job, fat salary, like that. Or I want a big position. Now this interview is within the same company but for promotion. If I do well here, I get promoted. And anyway, that also leads to more salary, better position, better chairs and all that. The gopis are not like that. They are only all the time thinking of Krishna only. So they cleanse their body very nicely. When we clean our body very nicely, we want to impress others, mainly the opposite sex and all that. People put scent and all. When any girl passes by, she will smell it and what a fragrant boy this fellow. Huh? But he is not fragrant at all. But that scent like that. All girls also will be doing the same thing. All the nail polish, lipstick, and combing, everything is so that boys will be attracted. And nowadays this removing clothes, in a sense, less clothes, whole here, whole there, no hand only, no sleeve, no sleeve, sleeveless, I don't know what it is, kurta, kurti, God knows what it is, t-shirt. All the thing is only to impress others, to make them see and know what a great person I am, how beautiful I am, how eloquent I am, how melodious I am, all that. But gopis are not like every thought, everything is for Krishna. Similarly, decoration also for Krishna's sake. So he quotes from Adi Puran, Lord Krishna says, Nijangam apiya gopyo Mameti samupasate tabhyah param na me partha nigodha prema bhajanam. Oh Arjun, there are no greater receptacles of deep love for me than the gopis who cleanse and decorate their bodies because they consider them mine. The gopis consider their bodies Krishna's property only, not their property. So see, Krishna is telling to Arjun the same thing. Areka adbhuta gopi bhavera swabhava buddhira gochara nahi yahara prabhava. There is another wonderful feature of the emotion of the gopis. Its power is beyond the comprehension of the intelligence. What is that? In 186. Gopi gana kare abe Krishna darashana sukha vancha nahi sukha haya koti guna. When the gopis see Lord Krishna, they derive unbounded bliss, although they have no desire for such pleasure. Their whole goal is to give pleasure to Krishna. But amazingly, they get a lot of pleasure. In fact, Krishna's dilemma is how they get more pleasure than me. It's a fact that their whole goal is Krishna should get all pleasure and zero pleasure for us. In fact, there can be misery also for us, no problem. You know, when Krishna had a headache and Narad Muni said, how to relieve you? He said, oh, if only I get the dust of the lotus feet of my devotees, then only. So then he went to yogis, jnanis, and so many. They said, no, no, no. And many other devotees also said, no, 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 no. That will lead to our going to hell. Then ultimately he went to gopis and asked them, could you give the dust of your lotus feet? Because that would relieve Krishna of his headache. Yeah, if that is the case, immediately they immediately went in Yamuna, made their feet wet, then came to the bank and went all over so that maximum dust will touch because feet are wet, maximum dust will touch. And then they put a huge cloth in the middle. All the gopis sat around and they started scraping the feet of the dust, and all the maximum dust was collected. They like this tied it. They said, Narad Muni, please take it immediately and apply it on Krishna's head, and please relieve him of the headache. Dharma said, you know what you are doing. By this you will go to hell. They said, if Krishna can be relieved for a moment of his headache by our going to hell for all eternity, we don't mind. So this is Gopis level. So their whole goal is to have 100% pleasure for Krishna and 0% pleasure for themselves. But very surprisingly, Krishna gets 100% pleasure and they get 108% pleasure. So this makes Krishna think and rethink. So this is what he's saying. When the gopis see Lord Krishna, they derive unbounded bliss, although they have no desire for such pleasure. They don't desire that, but they get it. This is in one sense Krishna's formula. Yetha mam prapadyante. Here, earlier we said Krishna fails to repay them, but actually he pays them double. He gives them double pleasure. They get more pleasure. Here his formula fails, or here his partiality works. He is more partial to gopis because ye bhajanti to mam bhaktya mayite teshu chapyam. Otherwise samoham sarvabhuteshu. I am equal to all. So you give me 10% surrender, 10% reciprocation from me. You surrender to me 20%, 20% reciprocation from me. But gopis surrender 100% and true 100% reciprocation from Krishna. Because ye bhajanti to mam bhaktya. Those who worship me with devotion, mayite teshu chapyam. They are in me and I am in them. That means their thoughts are always in me and their thoughts, my thoughts are always in them. Like that. Krishna is very, very devotee conscious. We are supposed to be Krishna conscious, but Krishna is devotee conscious. Very amazing. So although they have no desire for such bliss, they get unbounded bliss. Gopika darshane krishnera ye ananda hoya taha haite koti guna gopi aswadaya. The gopis test a pleasure 10 million times greater than the pleasure Lord Krishna derives from seeing them. I had said 108, not 108. Koti, 10 million, 1 crore times more pleasure. Krishna gets 100% pleasure and gopis get whatever that, 10 crore times more pleasure. The wonderful characteristics of the gopis are beyond imagination. They have no desire for personal satisfaction, yet when Krishna is happy by seeing them, that happiness of Krishna makes the gopis a million times more happy than Krishna himself. Tasabara nahi nij sukha anurodha tathapi badhaye sukha padila virodha. The gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment and yet their joy increases. That is indeed a contradiction. Ye virodhera ekamatra dekhi samadhana gopikara sukha Krishna sukhe paryavasana. For this contradiction, I see only one solution. The joy of the gopis lies in the joy of their beloved Krishna. So it goes round and round. Like Krishna, gopis dress themselves very nicely so that Krishna is pleased 100%. So Krishna is pleased, and by seeing that gopis' beauty, Krishna's pleasure increases. And by seeing Krishna's pleasure increase, their beauty increases all the more. And seeing that their beauty has increased more, Krishna's pleasure increases and his beauty increases. By seeing his beauty and pleasure increase, their beauty increases all the more. Seeing their increased beauty and pleasure, Krishna's beauty keeps increasing and pleasure keeps increasing. Seeing that increased pleasure, this goes on and on. I don't know what you call in technical language. Do loop is again and again same thing happens, na? But this is like increasing. Is there some loop like that with increasing effect? Do loop is same thing again and again, na? This leads to this, then this leads to that, again and again. But here it's increasing. Even our computer doesn't seem to have anything of that sort. This is ever increasing do loop. I don't know what you call something like that. What contradiction? What happened? For this contradiction, I see only one solution. The joy of the gopis lies in the joy of their beloved Krishna. Contradiction means gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment, and yet their joy increases. That is indeed a contradiction. He explained earlier. गोपिका दर्शने कृष्णेर बाढ़े प्रफुल्लता से माधुर्य बाढ़े यार नाही का समता. When Lord Krishna sees the gopis, his joy increases and his unparalleled sweetness increases also. So seeing gopis' beauty, his joy, sweetness, beauty all increase. आमार दर्शने कृष्णे पाइलव एत सुख से सुख यही सुखे गोपीर प्रफुल्ल अंगमुख. The gopis think Krishna has obtained so much pleasure by seeing me. That thought increases the fullness and beauty of their faces and bodies. Pleasure lies in serving the beloved. So their beauty increases. Though that is not the intention, but automatically it happens. गोपी शोभा देखी कृष्णेर शोभा बाढ़े यत कृष्ण शोभा देखी गोपीर शोभा बाढ़े तत. The beauty of Lord Krishna increases at the sight of the beauty of the gopis, and the more the gopis see Lord Krishna's beauty, the more their beauty increases. यही मत परस्पर पड़े होड़ा होड़ी परस्पर बाढ़े केह मुख नहीं मूडी. In this way, a competition takes place between them in which no one acknowledges defeat. Like that. Here, this here, then this goes here, then this goes here, then like that. And there is no end. किंतु कृष्णेर सुख हय गोपी रूप गुणे तार सुखे सुख वृद्धि हये गोपी गणे. Krishna, however, derives pleasure from the beauty and good qualities of the gopis, and when the gopis see his pleasure, the joy of the gopis increases. अतएव सेहि सुख कृष्ण सुख पोषे यही हेतु गोपी प्रेमे nahi kama doshe. Therefore, we find that the joy of the gopis nourishes the joy of Lord Krishna. For that reason, the fault of lust is not present in their love. In the sexual activity, a man and between a man and woman, or a girl and a boy, they are focused on their pleasure. They may say anything and everything, but the pleasure individual derives is the focus, and that's why they go for that sexual activity. A regular example I give: if only that girl meets with fire accident and 70% of her face is burnt, and she goes in front of her boyfriend, will he say, "I love you. I love you more than ever. I never loved you," he will say. Don't think I loved you. No, but that day, so many times you said, I love you. Oh, no, no, no. If he's little more frank, he will tell, now you're not, you have lost your beauty. Sorry, I can't love you. So that's a fact of life. People may not present it so grossly, but that is how it is. One's own pleasure is only in focus. But gopis are not like that. The gopis' intense desire to satisfy Krishna surcharges the entire scene with pure love of Godhead, with not a spot of sexual indulgence. That's why this is not anything to do with kama. Though sometimes kam it said gopya kamat bhayat kamsa. Gopis got attracted to Krishna because of their lusty desires. That kind of words are used for our understanding because we understand kam very nicely. We are kamuk 24 hours a day, all throughout our life. Prabhupada says the thought of sex is never away from the heart of a conditioned soul. 24/7, one is always thinking of sex. It may not be so grossly visible, but the thoughts are always there. Anything one does, the sex is there. The thought is there. That's how our body is produced because of sexual intercourse only. Yes or not? Our mother and father had sex, and that's how we got this gross body. So sexual thoughts are all pervading in entire existence, entire body, and mind intelligence also. So not so easy to overcome unless we get blessings of gopis who are having absolutely no tinge of sex or calm, lust. Only by their blessing somebody can be a brahmachari or sannyasi. That's why they are the top heroes or heroines for sannyasis. Sannyasi, by getting the dust of the lotus feet of gopis only, can be a sannyasi, and brahmacharis also. Otherwise, no question. They cannot maintain their brahmacharya or their sannyas. So, just like everybody has their hero or heroine. So, brahmacharya and sannyasis will naturally have gopis as their heroines. And there are so many. Ek se badkar ek. High class. And Radharani is the topmost. That's why Radharani is most worshipable for brahmacharis and sannyasis. As such, it is also said that Narasimhadev is the deity of the sannyasis, worshipable deity, because he removes all the beginners, all the obstacles. Lust definitely is one of the top obstacles in brahmacharya or in sannyas. So that way, Narasimhadev is there, but that is okay. Yes, all glories to Narasimhadev. But Radharani, as far as rasa is concerned, tattva is concerned, understood. Narasimhadev is the protector for brahmacharis and sannyasis. But as far as rasa is concerned, Srimati Radharani. Gopis headed by Srimati Radharani. Because they gave up everything. Narasimhadev is the top, he will bless. Okay, may there be no lust in your heart. Prahlad Maharaj praised that. Varamstam Varadarshava. Yadi dasyasi me kaman varamstam Varadarshava kamanam rudi samroham bhavatuste vrune varam. Prahlad Maharaj in the 10th chapter of 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Up to 9th chapter, all the lila and prayers in 9th chapter. 10th chapter, few slokas are there in the beginning. So Narasimhadev says that please ask for a benediction. He says, oh Lord, Savai Vanik, if some devotee asks of you some benediction, then he is a businessman only. That I served you through devotional service. Now you please reciprocate, give me some blessing, material reward. You are my eternal master and I am your eternal servant. This is only relationship. No question of business. But Narasimhadev is requesting, no, Prahlad, please ask. Then he says this. Yadi dasyasi me kaman varamstvam varadarshava kamanam rudi samroham bhavatuste vrune varam. That if at all you want to give some benediction, O givers of the best of the benediction, Varadarshava, Varadraj, king of the givers of benediction, that is Varadaraj, Varadarshava, the best in the givers of benediction. Kamanam rudya samroham. Let there be no material desire in my heart. He already has no material desire. Earlier, when asked, he said, "Let my father be liberated." He said, "That you don't worry. 21 generations are liberated because you are a pure devotee." Then he says, "Please ask something." He says, "No, how can I ask? That will be business. That is not. You are my eternal master." He said, "No, please ask." So then he's what is asking? Let there be no material desire. There's no material desire only. And he's saying, let there be no material desire. But at least we can ask. We have unlimited material desire. Yes or not? How many of you agree Prahlad had no material desire in heart? And how many of you agree that there are a lot of material desires in my heart? So for us only, he has sung that prayer, not for himself. See, all of us are very clear. He had no material desire. So it is useless in one sense for him to pray like that. But for us, it makes lot of sense. Kamanam rudya samroham bhavataste vrunevaram. Let there be no material desire in my heart, O Lord. So, tattva wise, Narsingdev is our deity or our brahmacharya sannyas. But rasa wise, gopis, because gopis are also acting like devotees. That's why he's saying, Ramya kachita upasana vrajavadu vargena ya kalpita. That Aradhyo Bhagavana Vrajesha Tanayas, the topmost worshipable Lord, Aradhyo Bhagavan, who is that? Vrajesha Tanaya, the son of Nanda Maharaj, who is the king of Vraja. And which is the topmost dham? Tad dhama Vrindavanam. Then who are the topmost devotees? Ramya Kachita Upasana Vrajavadu. The way the Vrajavadus, the gopis of Vrindavan worshipped Krishna, that is topmost. Vargenaya Kalpita. No consideration, no other comparison to that. So in Rasa, gopis are our top worshipable, what do you call, deities. They are our masters or mistresses. Which was that? Therefore, we find that the joy of the gopis nourishes the joy of Lord Krishna. For that reason, the fault of lust is not present in their love. So he is quoting from Keshavashtaka, 8th verse of the Stavamala, compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami. Have you heard Keshavashtaka? 8 prayers in glorification of Lord Keshav. So last line will have Keshav, Keshavam. उपेत्य पथि सुंदरी ततिभीर आभीर अभ्यर्चितम् स्मितांकुरकरम्बितैर् नटद अपांगभंगिशतैः स्तनस्तवकसञ्चरन् नयन चञ्चरीकाञ्चलम् व्रजे विजयिनं भजे विपिनदेशतः केशवम्. I worship Lord Keshava. Coming back from the forest of Vraja, he is worshipped by the gopis who mount the roofs of their palaces and meet him on the path with 100 manners of dancing glances and gentle smiles. The corners of his eyes wander like large black bees around the gopis' breasts. There are many astakams, like Rudrastak is also there, sung by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. When he was in his South India tour, he entered in one Shiva temple and he glorified Lord Shiva in 8 prayers. That is Rudrastak. Like this, Keshavastak is also there, written by Rupa Goswami and put in Stavamala. आरेक गोपी प्रेमेर स्वाभाविक चिन्ह ये प्रकारे हय प्रेम कामगंधहीन. There is another natural symptom of the gopis' love that shows it to be without a trace of lust. गोपी प्रेमे करे कृष्ण माधुर्ये रपुष्टि माधुर्ये बाढ़ाय प्रेम हया महातुष्टि. The love of the gopis nourishes the sweetness of Lord Krishna. That sweetness in turn increases their love, for they are greatly satisfied. Priti Vishayanande Tadashrayananda Tahana hi nija Sukha Vanchara Sambandha. The happiness of the abode of love is in the happiness of the object of that love. This is not a relationship of desire for personal gratification. निरुपाधि प्रेमयः ताहायैरिति प्रीति विषय सुखे आश्रयेर प्रीति निज प्रेमानंदे कृष्ण सेवानंद बाधे से आनंदेर प्रति भक्तेर हय महाक्रोधे. Whenever there is unselfish love, that is its style. The reservoir of love derives pleasure when the lovable object is pleased. When the pleasure of love interferes with the service of Lord Krishna, the devotee becomes angry towards such ecstasy. He will give examples for this. Like Daruka is the first example. Angastambharambham uttungayantam प्रेमानंदम दारुको नाभ्यनंदत कंसारातेर विजने येन साक्षात् अक्षोदियान अंतरायो व्यधायी. Sri Daruk did not relish his ecstatic feelings of love, for they caused his limbs to become stunned and thus obstructed his service of fanning Lord Krishna. When he was fanning Lord Krishna with Gajan, peacock feather fan, so what happened? Seeing Krishna's beauty, his eyes had Anandashru. But because of Ashru, tears in his eyes, the vision got blurred. And then there was kind of obstruction in his service, because if you can't see properly, how will you fan properly? Vision is important. So then he said, hell with these tears, what nonsense, they're obstructing my service. And then he could continue with his service. So see, we'll be so happy, we'll be enjoying only the tears of happiness. Wow! And we'll keep the chamar down and we'll be in ecstasy. Hell with the object of my service and pleasure of my happiness. So they are not like that. Daruka is one example. Then one more, I think. Govinda Prekshana Kshepi Bashpapura Bhivarshinam Uchcher Anindat Anandam Aravinda Vilochana. The lotus-eyed Radharani powerfully condemned the ecstatic love that caused a flow of tears that hindered her sight of Govinda. So seeing Govinda and then thinking of appropriate service as per that time's need, that was more important than just the tears of happiness that I am able to see Krishna. You understand? So happiness or the service of the beloved is more important than one's own pleasure. That kind of understanding, that kind of behavior. Okay, any question? This highest discussion that we are having. And Gopis are the topmost example. There is some question there, I think. Prabhuji, it is mentioned, but it went away.
Prabhuji, here it is mentioned the gopis' happiness ever increasing. What about those who are not in Madhurya Rasa? Do they feel the same happiness by serving Krishna?
Yes, but still, here it is in the topmost degree. Their example of Daruka is already given. Na? Daruka was given so much pleasure that he had tears in his eyes, Anandashru, tears of happiness, tears of joy, tears of seva, service, tears of reciprocation from the Lord. They also have, but nothing like gopis. Gopis have topmost, because that they are in the topmost ras anyway, Madhurya ras. But even he, in fact, he is not even in Sakhya ras, he is in Dasya ras, Daruka. Isn't it? Yes. And Yashoda Mai also gets so much pleasure by serving Krishna. Any other? Rajshekhar Bhu? He already asked.
So even the needs
Contradiction.
even the needs of a person has to be given up. or it needs to be
not to be given up, they automatically are given up. There's no consideration only. प्रगाढ़ प्रेमेर ययिता स्वभाव आचार निज दुख विघ्नाधीर न करे विचार. Talking about Shripad Madhavendra Puri, after telling the whole narration in Shirchur Gopinath temple, Baleshwar, Remuna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after telling the whole narration, he summarizes or he concludes through this one shloka. Pragadha Premer Yayita Swabhava Achar. It is the characteristic of intense love, not just God. God itself is God, Gada Dut, Rabdi. It doesn't look like milk at all. It looks like some semi-solid. No, but it was milk only. You keep on heating, boiling. It becomes kind of semi-solid. So Pragada Premer Yayita Swabhav. This is the characteristic, and Achar. This is the behavior. What? Nija Dukkha Vignadhir. One's own distress and obstacles. No kare vichar. There is no consideration. Like your mother comes 1 o'clock to the station with lot of luggage. You go in the midnight, 12 o'clock, you get up, you go all the way there, you lift her heavy bag and you bring her here. So much of disturbance, sleep is destroyed, and heavy weight carrying, all that. But to the degree you love her, to that degree you won't feel this is trouble. You will not chastise other, what mother, of all the trains, why you chose this? Utter nonsense. You should have asked me, na? And I would have booked a train which comes at 10 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What is this? Do you say ever like this? That is how. How many of you seen that in the service of somebody whom you love, you forgot the pain and distress and difficulties that you went through? Yeah, in book distribution, you may be sweating, prasad at 1 o'clock, but you might eat at 4 o'clock, 3 hours late. Maybe 1 o'clock and all, you felt intense hunger, but then so many people came and ecstasy of book distribution that you forgot only. And then after 4 o'clock around, nobody is there. And then, prasad, prasad kidhar hai? So it happens. And you don't have to extraneously endeavor. It is characteristic. Anybody you are in love with, you observe yourself. And that's how you will know that this is the person I love. These are the people I love. When some authorities give seva because we don't love them, क्या authority कोई दिमाग है कि नहीं इनका? लोग बोलते इनका ज्यादा दिमाग है. कहाँ दिमाग है? कभी भी सेवा देते. So that means you don't have love for those authorities. They are there as a duty. You are there under them. What to do? Because of them, I'm allowed to stay in this yoga. Otherwise, there will be yoga. Viyog will be there. Viyog from nice accommodation within temple, viyog from prasadam, viyog from nice friends in temple. So to be in this yoga, I have to do some service and somehow keep this authority happy. Then मेरा रोटी कपड़ा मकान चलता रहता है. So you don't have love for those authorities. Maybe your counselor you love, in case he is fortunate to have you as his loving counselee. Fortunate is the counselee who is loved by his counselor, and fortunate is that counselor who has even one such counselee who loves him. Isn't it? So very rare. Love is very rare. Hopefully at least you love your initiating spiritual master. यस गुरु महाराज के लिए तो मैं अपनी जान तक दे दूंगा, और जरूरत पड़ी तो उनकी भी जान ले लूंगा. मीन्स वो मेरी जान है लेकिन वो उसके बारे में अनजान है कि मैं उनको कितना प्रेम करता. If we are tested, then it may be proved that we don't love our spiritual master also that much. ऐसे दूर से तो बोलेंगे हर कोई, हाँ आई लव यू महाराज, आप ही के कारण मेरा भक्ति चल रहा है. बोलने वाले बहुत होते हैं, लेकिन those who mean it are rare souls. It's therefore yesterday you heard His Holiness Prabodhan Saraswati Maharaj. He was telling about his life. When he was small child only, his father left body. and his mother was just holding on the body, because that Soyagya story is going on in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So she was crying like anything, and other for some time it is okay, but then the body had to be taken, and then she was not leaving only the body, very tightly she was holding the body of her dead husband, and they tried to do. She was very strong lady also. So 3, 4, 5 people just released her grip of the husband's body, and then she was taken in one room and she was lashed inside, because she was coming again and again to catch the body, and then they took his body away. She might have seen in the window, and then she understood they took his body, and then after some time when his body was taken, then there is no problem, then she can be brought out. So they opened the latch and found her dead there. She committed suicide, drank poison or something, but she could not think of uh, leaving the body of her husband. So both the bodies were burned together, because both died on the, means he died and she, in separation from him, she, it's like a sati kind of example. Otherwise she would have maybe burned, she would have jumped in the fire maybe, but because she was separated forcibly and lashed inside the room, so she committed suicide. So kind of sati only. Such chastity, such love for husband is very rare, isn't it? This was when he was small. He is almost what, 70-year-old. So this is a story 50, 60 years back. That too from, he's from Remuna side, a rural part of Odisha. In villages and all, that kind of affection, love would be there earlier. Now the world has changed. Now I don't know whether such ladies exist in the world who would feel life shunyaitam jagat sarvam patim virahe me. Yeah, this lady is the example, his mother. Just lady. Okay? Hmm? That is not love then. That is moody. We don't get to eat moody every day, but our mind is every day moody only. तो खा ही रहे moody moody. Mood off. मेरा मन नहीं है, मन नहीं कर रहा है. So that is not love. Love means anytime, anywhere, for that person whom you love. Anything you will be ready to do. You are like beck and call, you are just waiting. In fact, high class lover is one who understands the need of that person without even having said it. And if not that, at least when he says something, I heard Prabhupada earlier, I don't know whether it was for all temples or at least few temples, the what the president had arranged, 3, 4 devotees on the bike, car and everything ready. As soon as Prabhupada would say, miss some need, that could I have some apples please? Immediately the president or somebody, Prabhupada wants apples, and all these devotees, they would give cake and everybody will purchase apple. But whosoever comes first, that would be, what? Like beck and call is, ना क्या है, तुरंत तैयार है, सब तैयार ही रहते थे वो बाइक पे जैसे कब ऑर्डर, आप 1 घंटा 2 घंटा कुछ ऑर्डर ही नहीं आया, क्योंकि प्रॉपर इज नॉट लाइक ऑल द टाइम ही वांट्स एप्पल, ही वांट्स all that he needs will be carried, na, the books, pen, some things he may need desk, that may be in the temple only, but some things are not available. So that when asked immediately, so these people would run in all directions, God knows which. They may be all reaching in one market only, but with some time lag, and then purchasing apple. And that people may be wondering, अरे अभी तो एप्पल लेके गया था वो वाला ब्रह्मचारी, ये दूसरा वाला आ गया, सब एप्पल ही क्यों लेके जा रहे? उनको समझा ही नहीं होगा क्या हो रहा है. In case they went to the same shop, but they might have gone to different markets. So, such kind of thing is possible. We are selfish, no doubt, because our upbringing, we are born and brought up in selfish background. So that is there. But now, as we chant Hare Krishna, we serve devotees, slowly, we are becoming selfless. But yet not fully selfless. But we have to reach that level. That's why I said, no, we need the dust of the lotus feet of gopis. They are completely selfless. One day we have to reach that level. Yes. Maharaj mother?
Maharaj. So, according to you, means which would be better if she would leave after his husband death and continue
taking care of children.
Krishna consciousness.
That I don't know how much Krishna consciousness was there in his house and all that. But they would be quite pious ladies. They like that, Sati Savitri, that whatever ruksha they will do in that rainy season that's come now, that Vata Purnima, Maharashtra, it is very famous. I don't know other places. But they are very chaste. So Krishna consciousness was there as a part of family life only in one sense, like Varanashram, Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, and Pati is the representative of Krishna. He is representative of Guru also, or the wife, or such chaste ladies. So that kind of possibility is there, love is there, that would be there. This is 50, 60 years back, that too in the rural part of Odisha. Even now also Odisha, if you go, like quite simple and all that. So much urbanization has not happened. Even in Bhubaneswar, the population is hardly 15 lakhs. That is the capital. Just 15 lakhs, and that also is not like huge skyscrapers everywhere. Few places here and there. So simple. And what to speak of in the remote villages and all that. So the culture is still there. So that is possible. So that, at least for her, I don't think was there that kind of Krishna. That family life itself was like quite pious life. We don't know the details. You can ask Maharaj when he comes next time. He's here only. He will come, I think, Sunday to give class.
In general, what
that depends, bro. That depends what it is. What is the intensity of the love? Somebody may say, but what about small child is there? Maybe few more. Maharaj must be having brothers, sisters also. Because this is again village 70, 60, 70 years back. They must be having many children. So what about a duty towards children? No, that is not thing. First and foremost, children are existing because of the husband. Father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, children, house, everything for the lady is only because of the husband. Husband is the first, Pati. Then other things. Then service to others. When husband is not there, such a lady will feel the pangs of separation more painfully burning than the fire of that funeral. That's okay. That's cooling. Such love would be there in earlier times. Prabhupada himself says, just 50 years back, we saw one lady going sati. No force at all. Now the way the world is, all this media and all that, that makes us quite selfish. Still there is possibility of such ladies or some people like that. Because of the culture, because of the fighting. And we see in ISKCON to some degree that kind of culture developing. When His Grace Shyam Sundar Prabhu had a liver problem, his liver had to be transplanted. When the news was released all over ISKCON, some more than how many? 14, 15 devotees came forward. And they were shocked. This was operation to happen in America hospital. So they were wondering, Hari sir, who are you? For you, some 15, 20 people are ready to offer their liver, that to free of cost also. Top heroes and heroines, actors and actresses of America, when their liver has to be transplanted, not even one person comes forward with money. Because those actors, and they're having a lot of money. They will give money, lakhs of rupees. People say, nahi, my liver is more important. That actor is okay. He is entertainer. I paid money for the movie and all that. Not that for his liver I will die. No, I don't want money also. But for Shyam Sundar Prabhu, free of cost, so many devotees were ready. Then they have to select now who's to accept, because so many are there. Just see how it is possible. And when Gopinath Prabhu, one congregation member, he got initiated with me only in 1998 in Radha Gopinath, Maharaj disciple. So his was decided early on. So he asked his wife, are you okay that I am going for giving my liver? How much? 70% or something they cut, I think. Fully they cannot take, other person will die also. 70% or something. And there is possibility of death. So he asked her, and she was crying like anything. She said, yes, my dear husband, you please go ahead. I don't mind. Whatever the consequences, that means she may become widow, and they had a small son. You don't worry. You cannot do anything better service with your body than this to save the life of Prabhupada disciple. And Maharaj wanted somebody to give liver because he had to write this Chasing the Rhinos book. That time it was not written. So she, crying, she gave permission willingly. Art was certainly will cry, na, because she may lose husband, young husband. She was young only, and child was very small. So now that culture is developing within ISKCON because of spiritual practice, because of seeing other selfless devotees. We know how many devotees have sacrificed their bodies in Russia and other places. They have been attacked, they have been put behind the bars, they have been deprogramming, so many things. So because of love for Krishna, Prabhupada, devotees are also, isn't it, heading towards that day. Prabhupada himself sacrificed so much. So seeing his shining example, other devotees are also gearing in that direction only. May not be that full 100% selfless, but great extent. In fact, I joined as a brahmachari in ISKCON mainly for this reason. Because I was very selfish in my childhood. I would not even share my notebook with the best of the friend. I would tell lies. They would say, "No, friend, can I have your notebook for today?" Miss, in the school, I can give him, and next day he will return. I would say, "No, no, I have to study." So what happened? I would not give only. So once a friend, God knows why he considered me so special. He said, "I will wait for you to study. After your studies are over, then I will take it to home and I will study from there." I said, "Okay, you wait." And he waited. I made him wait for 1, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. He was sitting next to me in my house, and I was purposefully studying that notebook only. Can imagine the height of selfishness. And I was not taking any other notebook. I would never study from notebooks at all. After the coming from school, I would go for playing till 7 o'clock or something. And then after coming, I would just complete the homework, because if you don't complete homework, next day you'll be punished. That much I would, whatever the thing written, some essay they have told to write, because otherwise next day you will get punishment. And I would study only before exam only. I would do all mugging up like anything. By Krishna's grace, I would be second topper in the class. Sometimes topper also. So, but then that day I was studying that notebook only in front of him. And I was waiting and praying that he will go away. But he did not go away only. 2, 3 hours I made him wait. And I thought this fellow is too bad. Then I closed the notebook. I said, "Okay, friend, I'm done. Now you can take it." And he said, "Thank you." In the classroom, he gave me the note. So that kind of selfish, you can say this is the height of selfishness. So I was fed up with this. I was topper always. I won many awards, even in full handwriting, many except eloquence. Vaktutva Spardha, I never participated. I would be fearful of stage fear. But all other competitions and academics, everywhere I was topper, even in sports and all. So then everywhere awards, but I saw this all emptiness within. And I was wondering why emptiness after getting so much of success, so many awards, everything is there in life. I understood it is because of my selfish lifestyle. I need to be selfless. But how could I be selfless while surrounded by so many other selfish people? Maybe I was number one selfish fellow, but others were also selfish. I was the hero amongst them, but others were not selfless. I was thinking in life, if I get to see some selfless people, and I will follow them. So that was Radheshyam Prabhu first. When I saw him, I was wondering, my God, is this the fellow? MTech IIT Powai gold medalist, fully sadhu, outside, inside, left and right. I never thought, because in first semester of college was over in engineering. I had underwent a lot of seminars, at least few, and they all would present seminars with coat, suit, at least normal clothes. So so that's what I expected in Bhagavata class. Somebody with formal clothes, maybe some tila he will put. But he was a complete sadhu only, 100%. Completely selfless. MTech IIT gold medalist. Then I got the example. In life, I wanted some example. And he was the shining example. And then I got to see so many ISKCON devotees who were also very educated and not caring for themselves. They were brahmachari sannyasis. I thought these are the people I will follow. This is what I was looking for. These people only will make me selfish. Because I was fed up with selfish life. So selfish life was making me topper and winner in material life. That was not giving true happiness. Internal happiness was lacking.
Brahmachari. Now he's condemning him. He committed some mistake and then he was thrown out. He was said, "You please leave this town." So now he has changed. So he was telling till now that Brahmachari, whenever he sees Brahmachari, he is always condemning. He has spread all over the people that I'm like this. He was telling, he was very crying and all. And then second thing, he had hatred for him. He had little hatred, like it is always torturing him like that. So he had little.
We should go to Radhesham Prabhu or some senior like that, who is more mature, and they will explain to this brahmachari not to be immature like that, reading wrong words about him, ill reputation, and defaming him in public and all. It's not proper for that brahmachari. If he wants to be a blissful brahmachari, this is not the way. Amanina manadin. Okay, some mistake might have happened, and corrective measures might have been taken place, but that's it. Why should he be spreading wrong words about him? That's not good for his personal brahmacharya life. So this boy or not, whatever, your friend could meet Radhesham. Write email, Radhesham Prabhu's email very fast, in a day, at least 2 times, maybe 3 times he sees and he responds. So that boy can say, Prabhu, I am very sorry, I'm feeling very bad, I am put off in spiritual life because of such ill reputation spread. I understand I was at fault, and I have taken some corrective measures. But beyond that, this continuous punishment is becoming big hurdle in my spiritual practice. Vaishnava will understand immediately. Vaishnava will correct that brahmachari privately.
Said that I'll not allow you to come inside his school. He was crying yesterday. Oh,
So that's why he should write to Radhesham Prabhu, who is very mature. Sometimes even senior brahmacharis could be immature. They might have spent years in ISKCON, but their chanting is not done so well. So they have their selfishness. And they feel, this boy, I preached to him in my voice, my youth center. How did he go to somebody else? Counseling change, they go to another counselor. He feels very possessive. No, he's my counseling. I came across such case. One counselor came to me. Shambhu said, you take him. I said, okay. So his counselor went to Shambhu saying, how can he, why is he being going to Sundarshyam? Shambhu said, because he wants to take initiation from Radhana. Will I not, okay, I may not be Radhana Swami Maharaj disciple, but will I not send him to Radhana Swami Maharaj? I am not so guru-centered. I will send him to Radhana Swami Maharaj when the time comes. Shambhu understood this fellow is poetic. And Shambhu told me, sorry, he will be under him only. I said, no, Prabhu, I did not even meet that boy. I have no problem. You wanted me to accept him as counselor, that's why I agreed. I never had any desire. So let it be, whatever you feel. So they become very possessive of their people or their project also. Hey, I started this youth center. How can somebody else be the leader here? अरे मेरे कौन पसीने की कमाई है? My talents. I developed this kitchen. I brought the kitchen machinery or whatever. People become very too much. This is all because of not chanting properly. Rather than possessing Krishna as the prized possession, people become, they feel like, this item, that project, this room, this cabin, this car, these people, like that. Aham and Mamyati comes out in a gross way, sometimes subtle way, or sometimes in a quite a gross way also. One senior Saffron Brahmachari said, अरे मैंने इसको 16 राउंडर बनाया. क्या 16 राउंडर बने? How dare of you to say like that? वो खुद जब कर रहे हैं ना, आप थोड़े उसके साथ ठीक है, आप जब कर रहे हैं और आप अकेले हैं, ISKCON में नहीं है. He is watching so many others. But people become too possessive. And sometimes some people speak very grossly. They are not refined. जैसे गांव वाले लोग होते हैं ना, कभी कभी अनपढ़ वगैरह, वो आप पास में ना, तो क्या कर रहे हो रे तुम? अरे इतना जोर से क्यों चला, इतना पास में तो है वो, तो बोलने की आदत ही होती है उनकी ना. They are little rough, sometimes, not all I'm saying. So like that, some people, despite being educated or whatever it is, despite coming to ISKCON, which is quite refined, but sometimes devotees are not so refined also. Here training is there, that's why they are refined. But if you go to some other ISKCON temple, you'll find even brahmachari is so rough and tough, and they're watching this thing, YouTube पे videos dekhte ja rahe hain, very loudly also. It's like, This is the act to be done. They have become brahmacharis to कुछ भी करते रहेंगे. So tell him to meet mature devotee.
Second question was like, suppose I'm telling him about it. Suppose I'm telling about somebody who is that his trouble is very bad, is this. Then the consciousness become affected. Because
Whose consciousness?
suppose some person is trouble. I'm telling him, this person troubled me so it's very bad. Like, Kashyap and all. So your consciousness will be little.
No, that's what. No, counselor means he has to be mature. Otherwise, the counselor is highly matured and counselor is little less, but he is also immature. Then it will be a problem. Counselor has to be very steady. There is like shock absorber. Shocks absorber should not break. When the shock is being absorbed by the shock absorber should not break. Otherwise, what kind of shock absorber is that? It's a shock breaker or whatever. Shock. It will get compressed in that whatever that ditch or something the vehicle is going through. It will get compressed. But again, after that ditch is over, again it will become normal. That kind of person is required. That what is the tensile strength and all is required in that metal which has strong forming that shock absorber in the form of spring or whatever. The counselor has to be like that, isn't it? They test the vehicles after shock absorber. They will test it for everything. Shock absorber is one thing. Shock absorber breaks only. Then they understand this is third class metal. We need a powerful metal. So they will immediately change the design and all that. So it has to be. Okay.
One problem I am facing now, actually, my batchmate has been initiated by Radhanath Swami Maharaj at Velgaon. So I know him. Actually, he was with me, but he was not strictly following the. I mean, he eats anything outside. But I am shocked that he get initiated. That's a causeless mercy of Maharaj.
But Maharaj may not be knowing also these details. Maharaj believes in the counselors. Now somebody down the line might have not been so serious as much as Maharaj is. If Maharaj came to know, maybe Maharaj would have said, not now, next time. But maybe Maharaj is not aware.
Actually,
You cannot
for
say
1 year he may be serious. I met him 1 year
before. So could be that in this 1 year he might have become serious. So you can call him, no? He's your friend only. You can say, "Our friend, come on, you are eating here, there, everywhere. How you got there?" So then he will speak. Then you will come to know detail. So like that, without knowing the details, we should not pass on. It's not like yesterday you saw him eating in some outside tapari, and today he got initiated. That is not the case. The 1 year gap that you did not tell earlier. So that's what you have to. Maybe his authorities, his counsel, they know, and they might have said, "Hey, Prabhu, you were 1 year back," but he would have said, "No, Prabhu, 1 year I am very strictly following and all, and I have resolved in life I will never be eating outside and that." So then they might have considered it, and they said, "Okay." And Maharaj may not be aware of all these things in one sense crossly, as on Paramatma level he knows who is how much sincere. But certainly gurus are merciful, but not that much merciful like he may be eating anything and everything. That may not be.
एक डाउट है मेरा मैं करीब 5 साल 6 साल से भक्ति कर रहा हूँ स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलोइंग ऑल द थिंग्स बट आई हैव नॉट गॉट इनिशिएटेड
You will get. How are you aspiring from? By March 25, everybody would be initiated. Now, because in between marathon will come, yatra will come, Maharaj may also go to rest. So now already he has given so many initiations. Those who have been chanting for 4-5 years, they all got initiated. Belgaum, Goa, and Kolhapur, 3 places. Now 12th to 19th, continuous every day in Gopinath temple, there will be initiation. Charitamrita wrote a mail requesting Maharaj to come to Pune as well as Hyderabad. Initiated, many devotees are anxiously waiting for initiation. So Maharaj said, and Gaurang Prabhu conveyed, that for Pune separately, we have 12-15 brahmacharis, only 12-15. So Charitamrita requested whether they could be getting initiated with Gopinath congregation, brahmacharis, all that. Just 12-15 are there. So Gaurang Prabhu said no, for Pune exclusively separate, because Pune will have at least few hundred, maybe 1,000 plus devotees, brahmacharis congregation. So by March 25, everybody will be initiated. Those who are qualified, who have been chanting. So pending, and thousands are pending. It cannot be done all at once. Everywhere Maharaj is giving small places like Kolhapur 100, then Belgaum 200, again Goa 100. 3-4 days he gave. Now Gopinath will not be done in one day, so that's why 12 to 19, day after day, Maharaj will keep giving initiation. I don't know daily how much, 100, 200, and at least 1-2,000 will get initiated at minimum. And then next will be turn up Pune, Hyderabad, and some other places will remain. They will put it somewhere like Parbhani, Nasik. They will be like 50, 30, whatever it is. They'll all put it in one, in GV or somewhere Maharaj will give. For Pune, Maharaj will mostly come to Pune. If not, all the devotees would be called to GV or somewhere. But devotees are ever ready. इधर भी बुलाओ, अर्जेंटीना बोलेंगे तो ढूंढ निकालें कहाँ है अर्जेंटीना, वहां भी जाएंगे हम, तो हो जाएगा सब, चिंता मत कीजिए. इंतजार का फल होता ही है, मीठा भी होता है.
I was perplexed कि इतना प्रैक्टिस करने के बाद भी मतलब he got initiated.
You don't see the people around. You see the standard of who should get initiated. Only who is desperate. Are you having that desperateness? No offense to you, but many times we are not that desperate. Our desperation is because अरे इसका हो गया, उसका वो तो मुझसे भी बाद में आया था, उसका हो गया, मेरा कैसे नहीं. एक ब्रह्मचारी ने मेल लिखा है, अर्जेंट अर्जेंट अर्जेंट, उसका ही सब मैंने एक पर बताया. I have been chanting for last 13 years. I accepted Radhanath Swami Maharaj as my guru in 2010. 2011 onwards, I have been chanting 16 rounds. But from 2019, the desperation is reaching heights. And all my batchmates, they got not only first initiation, second initiation. I am happy for them. But what about me? And considering the age of Maharaj, वो सब लिखा है उसने. Considering the age of Maharaj, that means गोपाल कृष्ण महाराज चले गए, ये गए, भक्ति चारू महाराज चले गए, तो इतना चिंता मत कीजिए. Maharaj will live long. One devotee astrologer had told long before, Maharaj will live up to 83 age. तो है, हो जाएगा दीक्षा. तो इसलिए सब वो घुमाना पड़ा. Revati Prabhu told Raisham Prabhu said. That's what I told them. Mail trail. I told in short. So Gaurang Prabhu's assurance by March 25, everybody will be initiated. अब बीच में बहुत सारे गैप्स पड़ेंगे ना. Marathon only 1.5-2 months. Then Yatra, Maharaj will go to West mostly after Janmashtami or something. Yeah. So once he goes, he will not come in 2-3 days. He will be there. He will come directly for Yatra only mostly. After Yatra, then Marathon. So then January onwards or something, they will decide which all places when. Just like now in this, Maharaj went to Kolhapur, then Belgaum, and in Belgaum only I think Goa devotees came. So he covered it all. Then next will be now Gopinath, one shot. All satellite centers, New Bombay, Old Bombay, all that will be covered. Maybe GV people also may get initiated there. GV is anyway that restricted only. Few people may be to be initiated. All that will be covered. Then what remains? Then Pune, Hyderabad, 2 major. And then all others, Bangalore, little here, 30, 25, 10, whatever. They all will be called somewhere. हो जाएगा. हो सकता है पुणे में उनको बुलाए या फिर हैदराबाद में बुलाए. Bangalore and all people can be called in Hyderabad. And all this Nasik and all can be called to Pune, something like that. Pack करके कर देंगे वो. That will be all done. Maharaj is giving you 1600 Brahman initiations he gave in last thing. Because his, I think Janyavas Prabhu, some God brother has requested him or kind of ordered him that please initiate, give initiation. So Maharaj has taken it very seriously, and that is the reason he did not even go for Kolhapur temple opening, which was such a major event. Radha Gopinath Prabhu, the senior most, the president of Radha Gopinath temple, his temple, Maharaj did not go and said, he begged for him, sorry Radha Gopinath Prabhu, I have to give initiations. He gave initiation, and now he went for taking darshan after 2, 3, 4 months, and then he gave initiations also. So you will get initiated, don't worry. You meet me in April 2025 in case you are not initiated. You will not meet me. हो गया प्रभु साहब, थैंक यू. आपको मिलने की जरूरत ही नहीं, आपकी ही जरूरत नहीं. अभी मैं इनिशिएटेड हूँ, अभी मैं हीरो हूँ. है कि नहीं? हो जाएगा. Now it will be too much for Maharaj to give initiation for all before he leaves for West. है कि नहीं? क्योंकि बीच में बलराम जयंती है, Janmashtami, and he is anyway giving 12. After Balram Jayanti, I think is 12th, 12 to 19. And then when is Janmashtami? So then, so 19 onwards, then it becomes like Janmashtami preparation everywhere. In that, if he announces initiation, then local temple authorities will say, Maharaj, अभी जन्माष्टमी के समय क्यों कर रहे हैं आप? And then after that again Radhashtami also comes. Anyway, Maharaj will not be here, I think, for Radhashtami. So don't worry. Have patience. Utsahat, Nishayat, Dhairya. Don't worry. According to scriptures and all that, Gaurang Guru is quite convinced that 10 साल के लिए दीक्षा देना ही नहीं चाहिए. Unless the candidate is very clear that the only goal in life is to be a servant of the servant of the servant. जब तक उसके नॉट जस्ट दिमाग में हार्ट में सिंक नहीं हुआ है तब तक, और उसके लिए कम से कम 10 साल तो लगते ही है. तो 10 साल के लिए देना नहीं चाहिए. ये गौरांग प्रभु का ओपिनियन उन्होंने एक चैतन्य चरितामृत के सेमिनार में जीवी में दिया था. क्वाइट ग्रेवली ही हैड मेड दैट कमेंट सेवरल टाइम्स. ठीक है, उतना तो नहीं, 10 साल तो नहीं रुकना पड़ा आपको, खाली 5 साल में मिल रहा है तो बी हैप्पी. डोंट जस्ट सी अदर्स, है इसका हो गया उसका हो गया, इस गुरु ने दे दिया उस गुरु ने दे दिया, हमारे गुरु महाराज क्यों नहीं दे दिए. Essence of Diksha is Shiksha. Okay, we'll end. Or anything else? बोली बो दुखेर कथा, सुनो 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 में ही से सुदामा प्रभु, गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तमहम सुनाओमी. तुम्हें मैं सुना रहा हूँ या कुछ तो ऐसे बोलते हो. So now he is no more. So you have to choose another guru. So you should write to Radheshyam Prabhu. Whenever a counselor's guidance is something like that, which is what not according to our heart, so he could be right, but that for that you should find out from one senior, mature devotee. And Radheshyam Prabhu is there for all of us.
But not so regular and yes. So by saying me, it took me to wait for 2 years. And he told me this last year.
So you have to plead. So if he understands your word intense, he may allow you in this batch. Otherwise, for next time, फिर.
My counselors not requested didn't understand their association with me that will help in developing attachment to Guru. They'll have association of
You discuss. See, basically, you have to discuss with 2-3 devotees. You have to plead to Radheshyam Prabhu. You have to plead to him. They will see the intensity of your heart, and accordingly, they will guide you. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री कृष्ण कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, संभवित गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंद.